Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Dr. Dre's been hitting a lot of headlines from suing that politician.
Man.
Now
I've seen
this.
him a lot lately.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. I like
Shout
to
out
see
to Dr.
him. That
Dre.
means some music's coming, some hot shit.
Nah, I hope.
Hell yeah.
That's
50
dreaming.
talking about him.
Yeah, that's true.
Dre.
I mean, since the divorce, he's been really grinding the music.
Yeah,
Really.
that is very true, man.
I mean, if somebody takes $400 million of your money,
It's crazy, man. Every time like these bad situations happen, it's always like people are more going crazy with business, music. You know, they're just
no. I mean,
there's like another extra push.
That's
to
that's usually
which is good. That's how I think it's supposed to be because a lot of people just they go down. You know, like
yeah, it depends on the person.
Yeah, depends on the person.
No, you have to.
They get hurt. Oh, they're sad. They disappear. Or all kinds of dumb shit.
Yeah. You have to basically, a lot of artists, what they do is they fight through all that shit, which is good. So, this is crazy though. I was not expecting this, especially from Dr. Dre. This guy is a billionaire. Let's make that clear. Even though they put his net worth at $800 million. What's the difference between $800 million and $1 billion? Not really much. There's really nothing you can't buy with 800. There's no limitations regardless if you're 800 to $1 billion. Doesn't matter.
That's insane.
This is crazy because this kind of gives an insight in how much money Dr. Dre brings in with just one album and a portion of Kendrick Lamar's music. So that's crazy. Anyways, Billboard. So Billboard got the exclusive, Billboard.com. They posted that Dr. Dre is selling his Chronic album and his share of Kendrick Lamar's music for $200 million. So let's go over the article. Dr. Dre is selling a bundle of music income streams and some owned music assets in a deal that was seeking $250 million when it came to the market. So they were initially asking for $250 million. Those assets, which generate almost $10 million in annual income, are being acquired apparently in two separate deals by Shamrock Holdings and Universal Music Group. Both deals are said to be close to completion and were shopped by Peter Perano, named partner in King Holmes and partner Serrano, sources say. So, just off that, they said he's bringing in $10 million a year.
That's mind blowing.
Just off of the Chronic, which is 1993 album, and a portion of Kendrick Lamar. I don't know how much he owns of Kendrick Lamar.
Those two both. $10 million
a year. So just think about how much he's bringing in with everything else. This guy owns a portion of 50 Cent's catalog, owns a portion of Eminem's catalog, which is like the biggest catalog that you can own, owns a portion of Snoop Dogg's catalog, owns a portion of The Game's catalog.
What the?
Yeah, so this guy, I'm sure per year, without pocket watching, he easily brings in just off music like $80 million without even question. Because he's on Forbes every time too. So
very true.
Yeah.
That's probably, and all his money is from music.
Yeah.
So
Beats by Dre was the only thing he did outside of music. That's it.
That I know.
And he sold that. So, so continuing the article, the assets include mainly passive income streams, according to these sources, such as artist royalties from two of his solo albums and his share of NWA artist royalties, which we forgot. NWA is another thing in the beginning when he started, which is that's how long this guy's been going. How long and how creative and like NWA is 1988, 1989, bro. That's his producer royalties and the writer's share of his song catalog, where he doesn't own publishing, which may include the writer's share of the songs on his Chronic album, which is published by Sony Music Publishing. Sources say that the portion of the bundle comprises 75 to 90% of the package's revenue and is most likely being acquired by Shamrock, which owns some Taylor Swift master recordings, among other past acquisitions. The remaining 10 to 25% of income in the package generated by owned assets is probably being acquired by Universal Music Group. The latter Dre-owned assets that are said to be headed to UMG include the ownership of master recording of his first solo album, The Chronic, which is scheduled to revert from Death Row Entertainment to Dre in August of this year. His share of an Aftermath/Interscope joint venture with Top Dog label for Kendrick Lamar's releases through that deal, and maybe some publishing, though it's unclear exactly which portion of his song catalogs is included. The bundle of offered assets doesn't, however, include his ownership stake in the Aftermath label, which he co-owns with UMG's Interscope. So nothing from Aftermath, which has pretty much everything right now. That's current, at least. A little bit from Aftermath with Kendrick Lamar, but the Chronic, which is like crazy. I don't know how all this publishing and owners but 200 million just for that, I think is insane. I think that what I want to know is how much is the value of everything.
Yeah,
I think it's $1 billion, 1 million %,
yeah,
without even trying.
You know how important an asset he is to the labels?
100%. And
like Dre is like a king to them. Like, you know.
This is the beautiful part about it is the reason why they're offering this money as well is to still have a great relationship with Dre so that in the future, if Dre says, hey, I want to sell a portion of my Aftermath, which is like, that's like where all the money's at.
I wonder what the price tag on that's going to be.
I'm saying I think it's going to be like minimum 500 million without even.
Yeah, I would say probably 400 or 500 million.
Without even like, that's minimum.
Double that.
That's minimum. So
double, almost triple.
Cool. Yeah, this guy. Yeah. So this was an important part that a lot of people forget about and don't think about. The Chronic, the album was released in 1992, December of 1992. It's scheduled to revert from Death Row Entertainment to Dr. Dre directly in August. So I remember seeing, I forget his name. I remember him seeing him on Math Hoffa's podcast. And he said after about 35 years, I think the time is, all your ownership, the music that you created, all goes back to you and you own it. So from the date of the release of the album, 35 years later, Death Row doesn't own it. Nobody owns it. It goes all back to you after those 35 years.
That's like a real thing with
music industry. Yeah.
Music industry.
So after 35 years of your release.
Wow.
That's usually a standard contract, and that's what it says here. It's scheduled to revert from Death Row.
Cool, man.
Yeah, so 35 years is a long time.
It is a long time, but still, like, if you're living, like, that could save you at an older age.
It depends on how good your music is, though.
True.
Because if your music dies out, ain't shit. After 35 years, what are you really making from it?
Yeah. But if you got some hot albums.
If you got, like, an In the Club, or if you got, like, Still Dre, if you got all these classic records.
These guys are set, man. 50, Dre, M.
Everybody, yeah.
Drake, Kendrick.
Yeah.
They're...
Especially if it's timeless music.
Quality music.
Yep.
They are set for life, period.
Exactly. So this is interesting because also Snoop Dogg bought Death Row. So I think Snoop Dogg probably is getting something say in this.
Yeah, there's probably got to be a check cut to him, too. And all that.
I don't know. It's reverting back to him in August. So that was an interesting part. I'm glad that was mentioned because a lot of people don't know that in the music industry is that music reverts to you. I don't know if it's exactly 35 years. From what I remember, it's 35 years. I know it's over 30 years, 1 million %. So 200 million, do you think that's a fair price? Because some people I've seen in the comments say, nah, it's too low. They were seeking 250 million. I think that's to me.
No, I mean, to me, it sounds...
I mean,
a lot of money, man, but to them, that's a different mind, it's completely different. What they see numbers, they see how much money comes. They see,
yeah, we don't know all the.
I'm not seeing nothing, man.
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
don't
like $200 million. Take the deal.
Yeah,
it could be a horrible deal.
Yeah,
but it could be a fucking fantastic deal.
Yeah, the crazy thing too is a lot of artists are doing this.
Yeah,
that's the interesting.
And I know Dre would not let it slide for like a bad price.
Yeah.
He's not type. But yes.
So the question is, why are these artists doing it? Why is Dre doing this? Why is Future doing this? Why did Taylor Swift do this? Why is Justin Bieber's catalog coming up, and why is he going to do it? I remember Vlad and Akon having this conversation, and Akon got offered about $250 million for his catalog to $300 million.
But he said,
nah, I'm not doing it. Because he's like, think it to the future. He's like, metaverse, all these things that are going to be coming up. The amount of money you're going to generate is going to be like insane. He's like, my kids are going to eat off that forever. And a lot of people are actually getting mad at Dre saying, you should keep this so you can pass it on to your kids and your kids can pass it on to. But here's the thing, the people aren't thinking about. If you take this money and a recession hits, you got liquid $200 million that you can
triple that up.
You can triple that
in a couple years.
Because think about it, he was getting $10 million a year, approximately off this. You get $200 million, you could quadruple that. You can be a billionaire like that with that kind of money. Once the recession hits, everything's
if you know
discounted.
What you're doing, then
everything's discounted. And Dre, trust me, Dre knows what he's doing.
He's got people like
he pays the top of the top, the best of the best to give him advice on where to do stuff. So the crazy thing is Dre is probably gonna flip this somehow. And also,
very good question.
you gotta remember, his wife took a lot of his money too when they divorced.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. So he's probably trying to get back to.
Probably because his lifestyle too is he probably spends. I don't know how much money he spends.
Yeah,
You don't
he's
know
probably got an expensive lifestyle, man.
Yeah, I mean, just
A lot of
mansions.
houses, cars, bills.
Yeah,
Just to run a mansion is hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably.
yeah. I think what was it? 50's mansion was like 450,000 a year just to run it.
Just to run it.
Yeah.
Keep it lights on. And
Yeah, just to keep
That's
things.
insane.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's $450,000 a year and just keeping my house alive.
Yeah, I remember Shaq. Shaq said something that was really funny, man. He bought a big house, and he was like, "There's like 12 bathrooms," and he was like, "I only used one bathroom the whole time." And he's like, "The other 12 bathrooms, the toilets broke because nobody ever used them. The water got disgusting."
Yeah, it's probably rusting.
Yeah, he's like, "'Cause we don't use, and that's the thing. You don't need that big of a house. I think most people when they get success, they buy something huge because they're like, it validates me. But after time, people are like, why am I buying this fucking huge?
But the thing is, like, why are they only using one toilet, bro? Go use a different toilet every.
I mean, whatever.
You
Let's
piss
just
shit like a couple times a day.
You got diarrhea, man. Where are you gonna run to? The farthest toilet or the closest one?
Well, where are you gonna be at that moment? Just the same toilet every time?
I mean, look, 50 had
Yeah,
like
but I know,
6
yeah, but I know.
kitchens and an MTV Cribs. They went in the other kitchens. They weren't even used. They're brand new. Brand new everything. It's
Yeah, I mean, you got to realize too. These guys are super busy, man. They're not staying
That's
home
another thing.
watching TV like us, like,
Yeah.
or something.
Exactly.
I mean, we're not doing that either. But I'm saying, like 50, like he's
traveling.
next day he's in Brazil. The next day he's in
Exactly.
France. Like,
Which is insane, man. I'm just curious. Yeah, I want to know why every artist is doing this. Future did it, like I said. I believe somebody else, if I remember correctly, did it as well.
yeah, there was a lot, man.
Yeah, there's Taylor
Kinda
Swift,
like-
Justin Bieber. Oh, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne did it. Remember when he sold this?
yeah,
He
Wayne.
was actually the first one to really start things going like this. Wayne did it, and people
Yeah.
were confused. Why is Wayne doing this? Lil Wayne did it as well. So, man, I wonder what like. I'm curious to see what Drake's catalog is worth, bro.
Oh my god,
That guy's catalog is insane. Probably, he's probably got easily. That's what I'm saying. Drake is a billionaire, and he's on the screen right now rapping, so that makes perfect sense. But yeah, man, this is wild, man. This is insane money. Insane. I don't know what Dre is planning to do with this money.
Yeah.
He's probably going to invest and flip it. That's usually the best because I think most people are saying we're entering a recession, which we already entered one. Honestly, we're already in a recession.
We're in it. We're just
Yeah, just now it's like, oh my God, we're entering one.
seeing how bad it's gonna.
But then again, inflation went down, so a lot of these things are like contradicting each other. There's layoffs here, but inflation goes down, this and that. So I don't know what's going to happen, but 2023 in terms of like economic is going to be very interesting to see what goes down.
Yeah,
200 million, man. 200 million.
that is a lot of money.
You give me 200 million
Imagine-
right now, and I'm out of here, bro. I'm going.
Check written.
I'm
200
out of
million.
here. You give me 200 million, you'll never see my face ever again.
What, guys? Come on, no DMP, no DM.
Nah, I would do just for the passion. I'll do documentaries just for the hell of it,
Yeah,
just to do it as a passion. That way I can fund my documentaries, have fun with it, and not have to worry about a single penny. But yeah, man. Shout out to Dr. Dre. I think Dre is not an idiot at all, and that's the thing. A lot of people in the comments will say Dre, you're stupid. Dre, or this. A stupid guy isn't a billionaire, bro. A guy who's dumb does not become a billionaire. Mind you, the percentage of billionaires is so low. There's not. What is the percentage? Like 0.01% of people.
yeah.
It's like to be that you can't be dumb. Like there's no being stupid in that. So it's funny to hear people who are probably dead broke hating on Dre for doing this. Like, what do you know about finances to be talking shit to Dre? It's like, bro, you have no idea what goes on to all of this. It's a huge thing. Like, and I think
so. It's grown from 1% to 3% of the world's population. Billionaires.
that's interesting. It's because of
From
probably
1995 to 2001. That's how long it took.
damn. Okay,
Yeah.
so basically, like 1 to 3% of people are billionaires.
Yeah.
And mind you, there's like 8 billion people. So that's how much is that? That's nothing.
3,000. I don't
Nah,
know.
1% of
30,000 people.
Probably
Maybe something like
no,
that.
about 100, maybe 50 to 100,000. By the way,
3%.
by the way,
8 billion is.
they're saying the people in Dubai are worth trillions of dollars. They never mention their net worth though. They're saying that they're actually
I believe.
trillionaires. Yeah, they're
Oh.
trillionaires
Really?
because
yeah.
bro, they're trying to build like insane things. They're spending 50 billion like it's nothing. I'm like, where are you guys
Yeah,
getting this
they're,
money?
they're building like left and right, constantly crazy shit.
Not
they're building
tax-
a whole
yeah.
world.
Yeah, it's
walls and
insane.
like
So
it's never been done anywhere in the world.
I think Dre has a plan. I think he's going to execute this very, very well because I don't think Dre would sell something like this. And Chronic is very old. It's his first album, very old project. It does have classics on there, but he still has Dre 2001, that album, which is arguably, you can argue, probably bigger than the Chronic. And he still got, assets in Eminem. What was the thing? One of the bars he said, I still got Eminem checks I ain't open yet. That's how much money he's making.
What Dre did say it.
Yeah, I still got Eminem checks
I ain't even open yet.
Which is wild,
I ain't
bro.
even cashed out yet.
Yeah.
Damn, them checks about to expire soon, bro. You better cash them checks out. There's like I think a couple of years you have until the check actually disappears.
I'm sure his accounting team makes sure every penny is accounted for.
Dre, you got one more day until you can cash out Slim Shady chicken.
Yeah, at that point,
P check.
Yeah, at that point, you're not doing it for the money. You're just doing it for the love of what you're doing. So at that point,
just to shake up shit and start up.
Just has fun with music, at that point. So shout out to Dr. Dre. I can't wait. Hopefully something comes out in 2023 from him. I'm excited. I'm glad he got his health back. That brain aneurysm was something serious that people were worried about. So he got his health back, and he's working on music. So we'll be on the lookout for Dr. Dre.
Say Dre.